Okay, we're going to do another problem where they give you a function, f of x is equal to integration lower limit 2 to e to the 9x f of x dx, and they want us to find the derivative of that. And you go, oh man, we could probably use that fundamental theorem of calculus that we learned about, and it looks pretty good. It looks almost like the same thing, except we do have a problem. And what's our problem? For the fundamental theorem of calculus, the upper limit on the integration has to be just plain x, and we don't have just plain x. We have e to the 9x. So what do we got to do? We got to use substitution in the chain rule that we learned about in Calc 1. Okay, so what is the chain rule? The derivative of capital F with respect to x is equal to the derivative of f with respect to u times the derivative of u with respect to x. So what do we got to do? We got to replace that e to the 9x. We're going to let u equal that e to the 9x. Right? So let's figure out then, since we're going to use a chain rule, we know we have to find du dx. So what is du dx? What's the derivative of e to the 9x? I think it's just it's 9 e to the 9x, right? Okay, so we have that. Now we have to figure out df du. Okay, we have to figure out df du. So what is df du? It's equal to this integration, but we're going to replace the e to the 9x with u. We still have f of x dx. There. Okay, so now we can use our fundamental theorem of calculus because we just have a plain u there, right? We can use that. So it's basically just going to equal f of u, right? According to that fundamental theorem of calculus. So that's equal to df du. Okay, so now we got df du, we have du dx, so we can go back to our chain rule. We can say df dx is equal to df du, which we figured out was just f of u. And what's our times du dx? We figured out is times 9e to the 9x. So we're almost there. The last thing we got to do is sub our u back. So our df dx, which is just that f prime, that's another way of writing it. So it's equal to, so instead of a u, we're going to replace our e to the 9x for u in. So that'll be the answer. Okay, it can get a little confusing, but we have to use our fundamental theorem of calculus and we have to use our chain rule. So we have to go back to our Calc 1 days and use our chain rule. Okay, I hope that helps.